special welcome to the speakers who will be sharing their experience with the audience. At this juncture, I would like to welcome Dr. M. Stekar, Dean, College of Engineering, Pitti, Dr. Rani Vedamuthu, Chairperson, Faculty of Architecture and Planning,
Chennai is a city famous for its culture and heritage. It's a city of music, dance and movies. In all corners of Chennai, art, architecture and craft of Tamil Nadu are in full view. The theme of today's conference is sustainable tourism and cultural heritage. During the conference today, you will hear from the experts how important culture is for the development of a city. The character of a city is defined by its culture. As a Dutch cultural diplomat posted in India, it was extremely interesting for me to learn that the first urban plans for the city of Pondicherry was drawn not by a French, as you would expect, but by Dutch planners. Similarly, the earliest plans for the city of Ahmedabad were also sketched by the Dutch. Over the years, the Netherlands has developed close ties with India. The interaction of the people of India and the Netherlands for many centuries has generated many material and immaterial relics of the past. These are collections collectively referred to by the term common cultural heritage. We can see this legacy in many coastal towns of Tamil Nadu, Pulicat, Sadras, Nagapattinam, etc. In diplomacy, sometimes I hear that if you want to highlight only the past and don't have anything to say about the present and the future, then you have basically nothing to say. But as a cultural diplomat, I want to remind those people who, with a skeptic mind, that by understanding our common cultural heritage and by looking back at our past, we get a better sense of our present as well as our future. The shared cultural heritage policy of the Netherlands aims to bring back to life places and memories shared by our two countries so that our younger generation and the coming generation get a better understanding of our past, present and the future. The Dutch cultural heritage policy is designed to achieve this particular objective. This conference will look at our shared heritage sites in Pulicat and Sadras. By conserving and showcasing forts, buildings, cemeteries and other memories, we are not just speaking about our past. This shared past is relevant for today and tomorrow's students and academics, tourists and businessmen and the common man living in this town. Conservation of common cultural heritage can strengthen cultural identity. It can promote socio-economic and cultural development. It can raise the profile and quality of the living environment in that particular area. The key of achieving these goals are to increase the community's sense of ownership of a heritage site. One way of achieving this is taking care of the immediate surroundings and the people living around the cultural heritage site. Creating local employment by promoting art, craft and tourism play a very big role in this. I'm sure this conference will look into all these different aspects. I'm glad that renowned Anna University and Anna Foundation are taking this initiative to find ways to achieve these goals. Anna University has the potential to become a regional knowledge center on sustainable tourism and cultural heritage, where people can learn the basic skills required to work in this field. As I said in the beginning, the character of a place is defined by the culture of the place. We need trade and economic development, but equally important are our culture and heritage. Both of them can draw strength from each other. I wish you a very productive, informative, as well as enjoyable conference, and look forward to meet you all in the evening or during the stake of this conference. Thank you so much.
I am extremely happy to participate in this one-day conference on sustainable tourism and cultural heritage. As an academician, and researcher with knowledge on traditional values and culture. I always felt that India can contribute to the cultural heritage which needs to be cherished, conserved and preserved. India has large cultural pockets rich in tradition and heritage, while we have an ambitious agenda of making India as a superpower in the next 10 years. An ancillary agenda also has to be drawn up in appreciating, conserving and protecting the traditional knowledge system and cultural heritage of this great country. We seem to be taking lot of efforts and programs to increase our standard of living, but the quality of life is not observed to be directly correlated to a high standard of living. These responses may be social, technological, environmental, etc. Each place and people thus produce a unique set of cultural responses that are expressive of particular historical processes. Globalization is causing a gradual erosion of particularities and moving towards standardization. Cultural responses to changes are happening faster, leading to loss of certain traditions. However, at the same time, we are also now increasingly aware of differences across the world and are finding the necessity to preserve and conserve at least some of the traditions and facts that we find of value. As I have observed already, India, a country with at least a 5,000 years old history, is a repository of many such traditions and cultures. For the sake of posterity, it is necessary to preserve and conserve their forms and essences. This does not mean clinging to outdated cultural values in a changing world. Rather, it means the examination and interpretation of these traditions and cultures and the understanding of their values. It also involves the finding of ways in which these cultural traditions can generate new meanings and activities within a changed context and give rise to programs of sustainable tourism and cultural heritage. I am extremely happy that the School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University, and Art and Architecture Research Development and Education Foundation, that is RD Foundation, with the support from the Embassy of the Netherlands, is at the forefront of such a renewable and re-engagement of cultural heritage. This collaboration also looks at the tourism industry that is committed to making a low impact on the environment and local culture while helping to generate future employment to local people. The aim of promoting sustainable tourism is to ensure that development brings a positive experience for local people, tourism companies and the tourists themselves within the context defined. This collaboration is one of the results of the MOU signed between the Government of India and the Government of the Netherlands in 2006 to promote greater understanding and cooperation between the two countries, both bilaterally and multilaterally. India and the Netherlands have a shared cultural heritage in the state of Tamil Nadu, namely in its two sites, Pulikat and Sadras, and other trading ports such as Masulipatnam, Nagapatnam and Tuticorin. The conservation of this shared heritage will help strengthen cultural identity, socio-economic and cultural development and raise the profile and quality of the living environment. Anna University is privileged to share and participate in this vision of the two countries. In pursuing the large objectives of this collaboration, the School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University, and Mrs. Anamika Architects and Designers, Chennai published a book on Pulicat and Sadras earlier this year, which documents the confluence of location, history, culture, people and architecture. It presents a comprehensive narrative of these two sites by researching as well as collating from various sources and with the involvement of many agencies, including students of architecture and planning. I am also proud to mention that this is the first time effort taken up by a university with international support, namely from the Embassy of the Netherlands. As a follow-up to this publication, this conference on sustainable tourism and cultural heritage arranged at this historic venue is one of the many events taking place during this week. The idea being to take this to the common man and to create awareness among the local people. With the aim of involving local community, RD Foundation has combined a social project to create local employment by promoting the local art and craft. It gives me immense pleasure to flag up this conference, and I am sure very meaningful and useful recommendations will come out of today's deliberations. I laud the efforts of the faculty and students of the School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University and RD Foundation, and I am sure such efforts will open the door for more opportunities, serve as models for future projects and collaborations. Thank you very much.